Welcome back to the channel, and today I am doing a what if series. And if y'all remember, I had posted earlier today that the what if female deku was Fluttershy won the poll. Factually, I wasn't surprised. Y'all love the MLP what ifs, I do, for the what if dekus at least. I was really shocked that most of y'all voted for that. It was like 70 to 20. But I was really shocked because I thought I put a decent one out there because y'all seem to like the Kakuri one. Nope, y'all love MLP way more than you love the One Piece. Well, I'll get to that today. I also am trying something new on this live stream, a new what if series other than My Hero, which y'all will see at the very end of the live stream as it's my final part I'll be doing for the live stream. Now, what should we start this one off? With, what if Deku was King Sombra? What if, Deku was Kakuri? Or what if female Deku was Fluttershy? From MLP. What's up? I see you in the chat. So which one do you think we should start off with? I'm gonna save the last one, the special what if I've planned, for the very end, because, truth be told, I think you're gonna love it. It took me quite a while to make and come up with the idea, but I'm happy to do it. It'll be the last one, though. Go of King Sombra. Alright. Last where we left off, I'm not going to start this. I'm just going to do a brief recap. Real quick. Last where we left off, Destruction had come back into Japan, or had arrived in Japan, as he was over in America. We found out there was an alicorn named Fate over in America. Redwing and Ram went to go meet him. And they had and we heard that the USJ camp is being attacked by the information given by Red Vamp. And this is where we get back into now this is where we start the story. What if Deku was King Sombra? I believe this is part... This is part 8. Yep, part 8 of What If Deku Was King Sombra. Last where we left off, both Devastation, Redwing, and Ram were heading back to their headquarters. I'll have one more thing before we start. I could not find any good background for the training camp arc, so unfortunately, it will be just one scene, and that will be all. I apologize. But Devastation and Redwing and Ram are walking through the halls. So what important information did you find out on the way back that you wanted to speak with King Sombra about? There's an alicorn in this era, shocking both Redwing and Ram. What? Is it the princesses? No, it's another alicorn. Doesn't resemble any of the princesses back in our time. I heard of Princess Twilight from King Sombra. Is that who it is? Describe her. I haven't heard any information about her. A pink alicorn. No, this one's dark blue with yellow. Male or female? Male. You're right. There wasn't an alicorn back then with that features. Must be a new one that came along a few centuries later. I agree. His power is magnificent. He had come over to Japan to try to defeat me. I learned about his arrival. Quite harsh. But quite harshly, as he had taken out several of my subordinates. I was focusing on trying to escape and regroup with y'all, as King Sombra had sent me a message. Fair point. After all, you are one of our generals. Generals just like us. Us generals must stick together. We're King Sombra's sword and shield. Exactly. But I must inform him quickly. I must inform him quickly about this news. You're right. As if there's an alicorn in this era, he must know. As they reach a door, as Devastation opens the door. I'll go in and inform him now. Y'all can go. Fair point, we must do research on other matters as well. Tell me, Red Wing, what you plan to do? Well, I'll be at the festival, helping y'all steal the orb. It comes right after the training camp. That's good to know. As we go to the throne room with Devastation and King Sombra. It's good to have you back, Devastation. It's good to be back, my king. I do want to inform you about something over my travels. Please tell me it's good news, as I don't want to find out that there's any problems in this era. Unfortunately, no, sir. There is an alicorn in this era. As King Sombra's expression of a delight of his arrival back turns into a sour and a bit of anger. There is a what in this era? An alicorn. Is it Twilight, Luna, or Celestia? Or is it Cadence? It's none of them, sir. It's an alicorn named Fate. Maybe a descendant, I don't know. He just showed up. Of course. Of course there'd be an alicorn. Me thinking there wasn't is the epitome of stupidity. Of course there would be one in this era. They always to be a problem. I've also found research. Equestria hasn't been just destroyed. It's not destroyed at all, sir. As he looks over in interest, what do you mean? I've been roaming around, figuring out and studying magic in this era. Apparently, Equestria has been transported to another type of plane. Shocking, King Sombra. Plane? Then how are we here? The mountains represent the ones we used to fight on. All of this. Yes, apparently only Equestria had been transported and part of the Crystal Empire. Your domain didn't consist of this, sir. So of course it would stay in this world. So those princesses found a way to cancel out all magic of mine, and most likely teleport themselves to another plane, to prevent the case of me returning, correct? I think that is the correct conclusion, my lord. As he smiles, we can turn this in our favor. What do you mean? Simple. There has to be a way to reach this other plane, and the best way to do it is by getting information from the alicorn. But sir, he has very strong magic. I would not be able to defeat him if I went up against him. I'm very aware of that, and I have almost gained my full strength. Once I get the orb back, we'll be unstoppable. And then after we take over Japan, of course this alicorn will have to come over here and try to stop us. But I think I'll lure him here first, before we completely take over. What do you mean? Simple. I've already assigned Sleep with a task. Okay, I paused it for 1 second. Hashirama. Is that someone from Naruto, or why are you saying that in the chat? I'm just curious, so I paused the recording for this, because I'm also recording this for an episode. Other than that, I have been reading while I've been doing this. I just want to know why you're saying it in the chat. Because it's popped up more than once, and I've just been... Is that name of a character in My Hero I've forgotten about? Oh, it's a it's a Naruto reference. Okay, I can appreciate that. I was just curious why you were saying it in the chat. Back to the story. I've assigned Sleep a special task. He's going to be draining all the magic from the training camp area. But sir, I thought only the item that's in the hands of the heroes right now can do that. Yes, but there is a way to drain energy without that item. Of course, it's only temporary, and it'll be going to Sleep's reserves. It's through my scythe, but it's only temporary. So he'll be using the scythe to drain the area of magic all around the training camp, weakening the quarks. Because believe it or not, I found the real reason quarks came into existence. Devastation was absolutely shocked by this. Wait, you found the actual purpose of how they were created? Yes, apparently the overflow of magic caused humans to over time evolve into having these magic attributes. They named these magic attributes quarks. How funny is that? So you're saying magic evolved through them over the time they've existed? Yes. In that case, that explains how quarks came into being. Precisely. But you know what makes things even better for us? As devastation looks over. The fact they don't even know it's magic. So we can just fiddle our thumbs. And just wait for them to destroy themselves if I wanted to. Because all for one, he may think he's stealing the quarks. Which in hindsight he is. He's one of the things I had learned centuries ago in a book known as Magic Stealer. It's an ancient type of magic only granted to only a few in every century. And sometimes not at all, and it skips a century or two. But finding out that there is one in this era, there is a downside to him as well. What would that be? Magic stealers, or in this case, for all for one, as a quark stealer, he can't steal any quark more powerful than his own. As Devastation is even more shocked by this news. So you're saying, exactly, he can't touch me. 'Cause if he tries to take my magic, he'll get consumed and kill himself. Most likely. Or most likely scar him for the rest of his days. Who knows? But I have noticed and realized he's aware of my existence, even though it's faint. He knows a brief information about me existing. That is shocking. Wait, how did he find this out? By leaving a trail that not even the heroes have figured out. I have to admit, All for One is quite the brilliant mind. But his overconfidence is his greatest downfall. How do you know this? I'm not playing the fool like I did in my past with the princesses in Twilight. I'm doing my research on my opponents. After all, I'll make sure to stomp them this time. Now knowing Equestria is on a different plane, which is meaning the alicorns also exist there. But the fact that there's an alicorn here, you've now approved a theory of mine. And what would that be? That alicorn knows the gateway. After all, what is the best way to hide something? Hide it somewhere no one will find it? Exactly. And who would you trust the most to hide an item to? A person that can live for hundreds, if not centuries, and have immortality, or a person that can only live a short time? With someone that can live for an eternity, sir. Oh, so you're thinking this alicorn hid the item that holds Equestria's gateway. Exactly. The princesses have done well to hide this fact from me, but with your help, you've proved my theory. And as once we're done here in Japan, we'll go look for this gateway. And then we'll destroy Equestria, and it'll come over my rule. And who knows, I may let Vamp control the entirety of Japan. Or even no, he can be my card to use for the entirety of the world. After all, I could have Equestria, a world filled with more magic than anything. Or this land, that has magic but is nowhere near Equestria's level. So I may let Red Vamp take control of this miserable place, while I control Equestria. I've got a question. Who's Red Vamp? Ah, that's right. You don't know of him. He's currently an ally, a pawn, in Sleep's side of the Force. His force of the army, of course. He's a subordinate of his that joined us recently. His power is not to be underestimated. After all, I know the fact that one's growth is through battles. I've learned this through the centuries of being alive. And I've had him almost fight every general of mine so far, and he's learned. In fact, in his last fight with Sleep, he almost gained the upper hand. And then Redwing wanted a chance to fight him. So, of course, he lost severely, as Redwing's speed is not to be underestimated. So, of course, he lost. But every time he loses, everyone adapts. And that adaptation causes room for victory, or a slim chance of victory. After all, when I beat Twilight for a time, she came back even stronger, because I was foolish enough to let her go. My arrogance back then was my downfall. But I won't let that happen again. I'll plan things real thorough this time, and especially with my General Ram, the strategist, whose plans are unmatched, should be able to win this era and take it over quite quickly. Well, anyway, do what you want. Sleep is currently on his way to the training camp. Red Vamp should be there as well. Do what you must. Also, prepare for battle. In a few days, we'll have a full-on fight with the heroes in their own territory. As you wish, sir. I'll gather the troops. Good. And by the time this comes to and happens, they'll be unstoppable. As devastation leaves the room. As he walks to a window, observing the forest around his castle. And y'all might be wondering, how is King Sombra's old castle that's been rebuilt and all that hidden from the heroes? Simple. Magic. King Sombra has control over shadows. He could easily make a shadow barrier, making it seem like the same old mountain or same old ruins. So of course, he's placed a spell over his castle. Soon, this land will be mine. As we go to, well, the training camp. This is the one scene that will be out through the entirety of the training camp arc. I could not find any other scenes. I do apologize. As Red Vamp is with amongst of Magna, the gas guy, I always forget his name, Toga, Moonfish, Muscular, Spitter, and Dobby. And I can't forget Mr. Compress. Are all there. So where will we be going? I guess I'll stick with the guy that's in in the coat jacket with his hands tied. After all, our orders aren't to kill, right? As Red Vamp looks back. No, but we can do as much damage as we want. As Muscular says, as long as I get to take out a certain someone, I'm fine. Very well. As they all go separate ways, as Red Vamp goes with Moonfish. So who shall we go over first? As then Red Vamp just cuts off Moonfish's head. Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you. After all, your head was rolling. We don't need a weakling with your abilities. You'll just slow us down. Well, now what to do, as he puts his sword to his shoulder. I guess I could cause some chaos. Well, I'll go straight to their building. As we go onto the mountaintop, as we see Muscular, as we also see Coda. As Muscular is about to finish Coda, a sword comes and pierces Muscular's arm. Ugh, who was that? Oh, sorry, did I interrupt something? As we see, it is Sleep, who's holding, well, King Sombra's scythe. You'll pay for that. As Muscular uses his muscle fibers and tries to finish off, or well, tries to kill Sleep, as he's surprised because when he hit him, there was a dust cloud and it cleared, revealing Sleep unharmed and in a barrier. You people never learn. Barriers are my specialty. As then he quickly uses his scythe and cuts Muscular across the chest. He managed to barely evade the scythe and back off. I admit you're quite strong, but you cannot possibly win against me, as Muscular then controls more muscle fibers, building up his arm, and goes to punch the barrier again. As it actually breaks the barrier, as dust clears and Muscular thinks he hit him. As we see Sleep behind him, and his right arm where he attacked him, gone, as we see it flying in the air. Oh, you really think that you could have actually hit me, a person with over a centuries of battle experience? As Muscular looks back and controls his other arm with muscle fibers and goes in for a deadly hit. This time, another knife comes in from behind, hitting Muscular in the back. As he quickly backs up. What was that? As he looks back, seeing Red Vamp. Oh, I was going to attack the building, but then I noticed you were in the area, Sleep. What's the meaning of this, Red Vamp? Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear you over my alliance with my ally. You betraying the League? Who said I was a part of the League to begin with? As he just kicks Moonfish's head, as it just rolls down. He's surprised. As Muscular attempts to run and flee, as then just a barrier of blood wraps around him. Shall you do the job? Thank you, Red Vamp. As he then uses the scythe to cut the, ball of blood that held Muscular. As the blood separates, as we see Muscular in half, as his upper body falls down the mountain. And this is for good measure, as Red Vamp just kicks a boulder down there, as it squishes Muscular, killing him. There, another loose end dealt with. As then Red Vamp looks over and sees Coda. Well, I guess I better silence him too. As he then walks over and is about to swing when his arm gets severed. As he looks over at his dissevered arm. What was that for, Sleep? Leave the kid. After all, I'm bringing him to Ram. We can learn more about these quarks with the research of Ram. So I prefer we at least bring someone back. As Red Vamp controls the blood and reattaches his arm. He moves his arm. Fine. As he grabs the kid and just knocks him out. I'll lay him down for you. He lays him down on the ground. Now I better go do my part before the League gets suspicious. You're right. Go ahead and go play your role, Red Vamp. Of course, as he smiles. After all, who wouldn't mind a few roughed up students? As he then rushes off. Red Vamp is surely someone that loves fighting. He reminds me of an old ally of mine. As we get a flashback with a Earth Pony that was very good with a sword and loved fighting. It's been a while. This is all a flashback. Yes, it's been a while, old friend. You were named the Destroyer of Mountain for a reason, you know that. Yeah, I was. As the flashback ends. Of course he had to die in that fight against the Alicorn of the Crystal Empire. He underestimated her power. But a loss of a general did spark us to go to war and completely take over the Crystal Empire at the time. I need to stop with this memorizing things right now. I need to focus on the task at hand. As he then puts in the scythe in the ground, as then the magic around the area starts pulling in and gathering towards the scythe, draining some life from nearby trees as well. Yes, gather as much magic as you can. As it gathers a whole lot of magic in the area, weakening every student, every hero, every villain except Red Vamp, who's the exception because he got put with a protection spell by Sleep to negate the effects. So everyone has been, weakened, or gets a feeling of weakening on them. As Dobby, who had started a fire, feels his quirk is a little bit drained. I thought I didn't use that much of my power. I must have used too much than I thought. And at this point, Mustro got defeated by, Tetsu and Kendo. And pretty much everything else goes on the same as canon. Bakugo being kidnapped, and Tokiyami almost getting kidnapped, but getting rescued by, I'm gonna say, Shoto. And we see Eraserhead roaming around the area, looking for the rest of the students as he sees someone just walking around in a red suit. As he hides behind one of the trees. Who's that? He tries to get a closer look at the man before he just vanishes. Of course, this was through Kurogiri's teleportation quirk. Now, Koda, what Sleep does with Koda is Sleep brings him back to headquarters or back to the castle. You'll see what happens to him in the next part. We go to the meeting after that where the heroes will be meeting. The LV has one of our students. Yes, and they have some powerful villains with them too. But we got lucky. Aizawa says, "What do you mean?" "I found 2 dead bodies of villains while looking around. It seemed there was a third party involved." "A third party, you say?" "Yes, Muscular was severed in half and his upper body got crushed by a boulder. Moonfish got decapitated. Those are top-tier villains. Defeated so easily. Who did it?" "I don't know. It doesn't seem like anyone from the League did it, though. It seems like there was an outside party." "What was the outside party doing, then? Did they have any intention of attacking the camp?" "It doesn't seem so. I think the villains nearly came across them and got defeated." We must be aware of this third party, then." We'll have to increase the security. We'll go free young Bakugo. And we'll still have to host that festival thing we do. But sir, with the amount of villain and all that attacks, we can't possibly do that. "Yes, we can. After all, it's a tradition for UA to host it. And it's the one time we need to display our strength by saying out the orb we found. After all, the thing is still under research and holds various potential power. But still, it'll be guarded heavily so we don't have to worry about it being stolen. And only heroes and students and the faculty will be allowed in. So the chance of any intruders are very slim. Of course, the Hero Safety Commission president will also be there. So there's no worry. I guess you're right. You're being a little bit paranoid, All Might says. Can you blame me these attacks by the villains? Fair point. But we'll go take them out as soon as possible. Of course. After all, we have an idea of their location. Of course, we'll gather up the heroes and make a strike force to take them out. as they all agree, as then the meeting comes to an end, as well as this part of What If Deku Was King Sombra, Part 8. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. Okay, I think that one was an absolutely amazing part. Now, again, we could just go on to one of the other two. But tell me what y'all thought of that one in the comment section, because I thought that one ended really well. I did love the... I know I didn't have as many scene changes as I do for this one. I would have had more if I could have found the those background images I needed to make more scenes, but unfortunately I could not find any, so I had to use what I had at hand. So maybe in the next time I do the training camp, I'll have some background images for when I do a story like this with the scene changes. Now, in the next part of this, I am going to say we'll see what happens to Koda. We'll definitely see the heroes, and I'm not going to change anything from the actual attack of the them freeing Bako. I'm not changing anything. I'm not having them interfere at all. The only thing I'll change is Red Vamp is going to be there, and he's going to escape, of course. All for One will still be captured. I don't really plan to change anything much. But the next main part it's going to start off with a little bit of a surprise. So just stay tuned for that. Now, which one should we go? Should we do What If Deku Was Kakuri, or one of the new What Ifs? What if female Deku was Fluttershy? Which I was completely shocked, and this was a recommended video, by the way. One of my subscribers recommended it. I believe it... Let me see if I can go find the name. Oh, it's actually you that's in the chat. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You recommended the, What If Deku Was Fluttershy? We'll move on to Kakuri next. Now, this is going to be the last part, because I need to say this because I don't want y'all to get confused. I am not going into the One Piece lore of Luffy versus Katakuri. It ends when the destruction of Japan and all that, because I don't want to make this a series that is going to take me forever. So once Japan is completely destroyed, or everything's been settled there, the Katakuri What If will end, so this is most likely the last part for the Katakuri series. Hopefully you'll understand. Maybe I'll come do a remake of this, where it's actually Deku with Katakuri's powers and has nothing to do with One Piece. Most likely. Thank y'all for your understanding, and without further ado, let's get right on into the What If. What if Deku was Katakuri? The final part. Last where we left off, the heroes were in a scramble as they heard Katakuri was coming back. Katakuri was on a ship heading back to Japan. Paros had dealt with Hawks. Big Mom told Katakuri about the wedding between Pudding and Sanji. While he's on his way back to the ship, or sorry, not back to the ship, back to Japan, one of his subordinates comes to him. Katakuri, sir? Yes. What should we do if the Navy gets involved? After all, we should be able to deal with them quite easily, yes, but do you think they'll get involved any further than they already have? I doubt it. We're attacking our own nation, our own ally that has betrayed us and hasn't sided with the world government. So the likelihood of the Navy doing anything other than what they did is very low. You're right. And especially, they're not going to send Admiral out because this place is nowhere connected with the Celestial Dragons. So there's no point of them sending an Admiral to do any of the work. You're certainly right, Kakuri. It was stupid of me of thinking so. No, you actually said something quite useful. In case they do try something, because it wouldn't be the most out of the question thing. The Navy has done some things questionable in the past, so the fact you mentioned that, you could be right. As the subordinate is shocked, after all, you can't just put the Navy out of there. You don't know what they'll do, so we gotta be careful. But they can't possibly beat you, Katakuri, sir. Of course not. But I doubt they'll pick any more of a fight with the Big Mom pirates. So let's just finish our job here and let's get it over with. Also, report on Gigantomachia. Oh, of course. We are currently deploying a trap to neutralize him. We're playing some setup gas, release gas to knock him out. Releasing, what, nerve gas or tear gas to knock him out, right? Yes, knockout gas, to be more precise, Kakuri, sir. As expected. What should we do with him after that? Well, we can't take him back to Whole Cake Island. It'll just cause too much destruction. Just knock him out and keep him here. We'll keep him for a present for Big Mom later down the road for her birthday. Why not for the celebration? The wedding? No, bringing him there during the wedding could cause catastrophe. So I gotta be very careful, as he's too big to bring there, and the time it would take would be much more. The wedding would be over. Fair point, Kakuri, sir. As they reach the outskirts of Japan, tell me, what's our report on UA? We are attacking the first class, Class 1A, and, the top 10 heroes, the remain of them, right? Yes. What should we do about Class 1B? Let them be. As he's shocked, I'm only taking out their best. That way they won't try anything further. Their second best won't do. So I'll let them live. They can learn from their peers. You're right. After all, you are the strongest out there, Kakuri, sir. As he turns his eyes down. I suppose you're right. But we still don't stand a chance against some tougher opponents. Like who, sir? One, these pirate groups will be formidable for the Big Moms to fight, but fighting them will be inevitable. Kaido and his crew, the Beast Pirates. Red-Hair Shanks and the Red-Haired Pirates. And then there's Blackbeard. Blackbeard, sir? He should be easy with your type of abilities. His crew is unpredictable. He could be planning or scheming something. Although he shouldn't cause that much of a threat with his bounty of, what, 2 billion? So, we'll let him keep his little status for now. Big Mom may have something planned for him later. You're certainly right. Well, anyway, we've arrived. As they look in, as they're pulling into the port, as he gets off the ship. Now, where are the top 10 heroes? It seems they've scattered themselves, probably in hiding, fearing you, Katakuri, sir. Class 1A. It seems they're being protected at what's left of UA. I'll let y'all deal with UA. And I will deal with the heroes. Very well, sir. And the first one on the list to hunt down is... Roll the wheel. And it is Gang Orca. Okay, first up's Gang Orca. As he makes his way to our Gang Orca's headquarters or hero agency, as Gang Orca and all supports are waiting outside, it looks like you came prepared and decided not to run. Smart decision, I'll give you that. Of course, being one of the top 10 heroes, it would be rude for me to flee and fight. I'll give you courage for that. A gang orca sends out a loud sound attack. Katakuri pulls up Mochi and protects himself. As gang orca goes in for a punch, as he goes straight through Katakuri. As he then rapid punches him, again, Katakuri uses his future sight and hockey to dodge all this. I'll finish you off quickly. As he grabs his trident, and then quickly fishes like a fish. We're spearfishing, and spearfishes gang orca, and then he quickly throws him to the side as he hits a wall. As all of his hero agencies are worried about him, I will admit that sound attack was about the only thing worrying about your quirk. As then he just surrounds him in Mochi, as he suffocates. If no one else wants to die, then I suggest you surrender. As all of them just put down their weapons and all that. They deactivate all their quirks. To the next. As we go to the dragon hero. A dragon human. As we see Ririko flying through the sky. Thinking I can't get you in the sky. As he throws his trident, piercing through Ririko's wing scales with ease as she flies down and hits the wall. You're a very interesting specimen. I should take you back to Big Mom. As she tries to use her big gigantic form to squish Katakuri, as he just turns his upper half of the body into Mochi, as he then just drop kicks her in the face, sending her into a building before she passes out. Piece of cake. As we go to Katakuri's mind, I could use some cake right about now. Wait until after I'm done, though. As we move on to the next hero, Mirako. That fight is one-sided as anything that she uses brute force. Katakuri simply just uses his Mochi. She's pinned down and taken out. After that, I don't know the rest of the heroes. I know Best Jeanist, so we'll go Best Jeanist. That fight is a little bit more tricky. As he uses his strings and all that and tries to wrap it around, of course he uses his body into Mochi. But it's a bit tricky as he has to carefully pinpoint every single attack because he can use multiple types of strings at the exact same time. But a little down the road, he uses observation hockey and hockey to easily deal with Best Jeanist. Next is All Might, because I don't know the rest of the names of the top 10 heroes other than those, so I do apologize. If you want to inform me down in the comment section, please do. And All Might basically happens the same fight with Mirako, just a lot more wind pressure involved. That was a piece of cake. So easy to defeat as he looks at All Might's, deceased body. As then he suddenly gets punched by someone as he's sent back a bit. As he looks over. And it was Mirako. Who may you be? I'm Mirako, or a million? Was his hero name? And I will defeat you. As he turns intangible. As Katakuri's caught off guard, he uses observation hockey, and of course dodges the next few attacks. That quirk's going to be annoying, because every time he counters, he uses intangibility to, not get hit. As then he waits for the right moment, to where he uses his armored hockey in a donut, and hits him in the back as soon as he comes up to hit him, sending him to the ground, hitting him severely hard on the ground, and just starts pushing him through layers of concrete. As then he just pummels him with fists until he, dies of the pressure of the blows. Because Katakuri hits way harder than All Might will. I'm not saying All Might didn't have a lot of strength. All Might had a ton of strength. Katakuri, however, had a lot more. And after that, Class 1A was just wiped out by Katakuri's Groons, because they didn't get to develop their quirks and all that. Class 1B got spared though, however. Because Katakuri isn't a monster and would kill everyone. He did take out every hero agency in Japan, and those that didn't surrender, of course, got killed. And that's pretty much how the rest of this one goes. He does make it back to Whole Cake Island, and the rest of what happens in One Piece happens, and that is really the end of the My Hero part of What If Deku Was Katakuri. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Why did I say the wheel spin at the very beginning there? Like, who was up first? Spin the wheel. Why did I say that? Well, we will be moving on to the next one, the recommended video, which I'm actually excited to do because I would have not have thought of this one. So credits to Josa Uchiha. Is that your name, I believe? Thank you for recommending this one. I would have never done this otherwise. I don't think I would have done this otherwise if you had not recommended it, because it never came to mind. Like, I know I thought of the other MLP ones, but those were ideas I had made years prior. I had never thought to do one about this. So I will definitely say your name and give you credit for that, because this was a commented and recommended one from y'all. And it got most of the votes on the poll. So, credits to you, man. Or whoever you are. Credits to you. I do want one question. I will be having this in the setting of she will be connected to, I'm trying to think, one of the ragdolls, or Wild Wild Pussycats. What was Ragdoll's quirk again? No, I thought about the main five, yes. I never thought about Fluttershy. To answer your question, I thought about doing one about Rainbow Dash, one about Twilight, one about Spike, but I never thought to do one about Fluttershy because she was more of the... I wasn't sure how to do her at the time. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute myself real quick. I gotta go find out what Ragdoll's quirk was because I need to know all the Wild Wild Pussycat's quirks because I have a plan for the what if. So I'll be right back. Okay, so she had like a search type quirk, which works because in this My Hero universe, she is technically Fluttershy's mother in this timeline. So female Izumi, which will be called Fluttershy in this entire what if, I need to find her quirk because I wanted to make Ragdoll her mother, and Koda would kind of feel like the little brother in the series. Yeah. So, I had to do research to find that out, unfortunately. Because I did not know her quirk, so... And I feel real bad going into a story if I don't remember one of the main quirk of the main cast I need for this part of the series. So, I needed it. Alright, we should get, yeah, we should get going on to the next one. Is there any questions about the series before I do get into it? I will ask that. If not, I will get right on into the what if. I do want to say this. MLP story will drop. I'm working on an actual made-up story for an MLP type thing. When I reach 500 subscribers, I wanted to put this out there. So if you help me to 500, I will get that MLP story I'm working on, at least part 1, and maybe part 2 out within the week of hitting 500 subscribers. I did want to say that. Are you like how's it gonna be based? So like, it'll take place mostly in the MHA world. With Fluttershy's quirk is going to be a Pegasus quirk with some other features. I'll get into that in the Quirk Doctor. Instead of being Inko's daughter, she's going to be Ragdoll's daughter. I am changing a few things. Some of y'all may not like that. I wanted to try something new. And this kind of expands on like other things I could do in the series. So I'm making a big change with it being Ragdoll as the mother. And Discord will be in it. And I will say he is a animal with a quirk. I'm gonna say that. For how it make logic work. And his quirk is just going to be called Chaos. If y'all don't understand what this means, you don't know who Discord is. But that is understandable. And I do want to say this because a lot of people got this confused. I'm talking about the MLP My Little Pony Discord and not Discord the app. I did want to say that because some of y'all get confused and I don't want to go through the comments and having to deal with that. So I did want to put that out there real quick in this live stream so y'all understand that it's the Discord for my MLP and not the app. I know it's a weird thing to be concerned about, but people have made that mistake several times when I've mentioned his name. Okay, without any further ado, let's actually start this thing. What if female Deku was Fluttershy? Instead of Inko being Izumi's, mother, Ragdoll is actually going to be Izumi's mother, which she's going to be named Fluttershy in this verse. So I'll be calling her Fluttershy instead of Izumi, okay? So we actually start this off on the Quirk Doctor. She went to go get her quirk examined as they arrived at the Quirk Doctor. And of course, they get called in. Is there a Ragdoll? I don't know Ragdoll's last name, so if y'all know, put that in the comments and I will have it in the next part. As Ragdoll says, yes, here. As she gets up, come on, Fluttershy. Of course, Mom. Of course, Fluttershy will have that shy personality. So she's shy. As she follows her mother as they walk into the doctor's office. What's your name? As she's just hiding behind her mother. As she says, Fluttershy? Oh, nice to meet you, Fluttershy. So how exactly are you going to examine her quirk, Ragdoll says. Well, I have a quirk that is able to see by just touching the person's forehead. Oh, I see. So like a quirk observing quirk. Yes, I'm able to figure out other people's quirk by just touching their forehead and gain an imagery of her quirk. I understand. Come on, Fluttershy. But the doctor's nice. As she comes out, okay. As she walks out, he goes to the doctor. Alright, this won't hurt at all. As he touches his finger on her forehead, as he gets a vision of a Pegasus and some other things. So what's her quirk? Well, she has a Pegasus-type quirk. A Pegasus-type quirk? Yes, she'll have wings and will be able to fly. Oh, I see. That's great. She can also understand animals. She can understand animals? Yes. And there's another part of her quirk I could not find out. I couldn't understand it at all. So she may have another ability I'm not aware. Well, thank you, Doctor. Now, Fluttershy, what do we say? Thank you. As she leaves, or as they leave together. As they go back to the Wild Wild Pussycats. I believe Tiger is the guy's name, and then we got Pixie Bob and Mandalay? Probably getting her name wrong, but Mandalay. As they celebrate Fluttershy getting her quirk. And over the years, she would always be attracted to the nature and loved where they lived in the forest. And when she's, let's say, 8, she decides to go out exploring a little bit in the forest. As she's roaming out there, and she's not afraid of any of the animals. In fact, all the animals in the area love her. The wolves, the rabbits and all that. All the animals in the area just love her. Even the bear just plays with her. As we just see that she's over there watching the animals play. As then they hear a commotion and a large thing coming through the woods, growling, scaring a lot of the animals. They start running. As she backs away to a tree, as she hides. As then some creature with a mask comes out and says, "Boo!" As Fluttershy screams and starts running. And hides behind a tree. As this person laughs, "You should have seen the look on your face. So gorgeous." As she looks out, "That was mean." "What? I am the spirit of chaos." He looks over. "The spirit of what?" "I am Discord, the spirit of chaos, the lord of chaos." As he just snaps his finger as some of the trees turn to candy. "But that was mean, you know." Why do I have to be nice? After all, this world is full of people with powerful quirks. I'm just using what I was gifted. As then he acts like a chef and is like cutting up carrots or something. Well, you don't have to be mean like that. Why shouldn't I? After all, it's more fun when things are chaotic. But still, you gotta think of their feelings. Their feelings? As he's like a little bit in like the discuss when we first talked about feelings in the My Little Pony. I think season 2. As he looks over at her. "So what?" As she starts saying, "You gotta think about what they think. You can't just scare people like that." As he walks over and pretend he has like a chef hat on. "Why shouldn't I?" "Because that's bullying." As then he just looks in her eyes as she gives like that little glare that she does in the MLP show. As he just backs off. "Fine, I'll stop picking on the animals if you will no. And try to be nicer." "Alright, I'll try to be nicer. But I will still have every chaos every now and then." And then a hole just appears under Fluttershy as she falls. As she then wakes up a little bit later, as she's, outside of the building of the Wild Wild Pussycats. I never got his name. Or did he say his name was Discord? Who knows? I'll need to know what his name is next time I meet him. As she goes back in. And we go to when Coda actually arrives to the Wild Wild Pussycats. I believed he arrived a year before the training camp arc. I could be wrong, but I believe it was a year before the training camp arc. I don't know. As Fluttershy meets Coda. Hello. As Fluttershy talks in a calm voice with Coda, and they had a lot of... And later down the road, Coda felt like Fluttershy was an older sister, as she would take care of Coda. She would also take care of the animals and all that. She was basically the caretaker of the forest, as Coda would always know that she goes places in the forest. So he decided to follow. As she goes back to the forest, apparently every now and then, Fluttershy would go to try to meet with Discord again, trying to find out more about him. As she just goes looking, but can never find him. As on her way back, she sees Coda. What are you doing, Coda? I was worried what you were coming out here for. You always come out here for some reason. Oh, you see, I just go looking for stuff. Gotta grab food and supplies for the animals. As Fluttershy hasn't told anyone about Discord. Only because she doesn't want Discord to get in trouble. Because Fluttershy is a nice person in general, and I'm kind of trying to bring her personality over into My Hero, so I keep... trying to keep her personality in thought for the character. Well, anyway, let's go back. As eventually, about a month prior before the training camp, Fluttershy would go back out there in search of Discord, as she would come across Discord's home, which of course is floating in clouds of cotton candy that rain chocolate, his castle, etc., etc. This is all inside a mountain, by the way. As she walks up to, as a lightning bolt from the cotton candy hit the ground, as it's actually white chocolate. As still, due to the thunder and all that, she got scared and jumped. As then we see Discord on top of a tree. I see you found me again. I never got your name last time. Well, my name is Discord, the Lord of Chaos. Yes, I'm aware of that. But why are you here in a mountain? Oh, well, this is my home, you see, my dear. This is where I live. If you must know, I am technically don't like going out into the world, per se. That would explain why it was so hard to find you. Well, as you see, trying to go out into the world is harsh when everyone out there sees you as a villain. As Fluttershy's confused. What do you mean, sees you as a villain? Well, you see, my quirk is chaos. So I love to cause mischief and mayhem. And the stupid rules saying you cannot use quirks are annoying. Especially when it's your quirk, you should do anything with what you want. So a prank or two wouldn't hurt anybody. Discord being his childish self. So all you wanted to do was have some fun? Yes, like this. As then a pie would come out of nowhere, and it was a green pie hitting Fluttershy in the face. As the pan just falls down, as we see whipped cream, as she just gives a slight glare to Discord. Lighten up. After all, it's just some whipped cream. I can see why people don't like you using your quirk, but you gotta realize about other people's feelings. So what about them? They've never cared about mine. Yes, but you must understand, not all people are bad. How do you know this? After all, you're the only person that's actually come and seen me more than twice. On their own free will, to be in fact. Unless you're a hero. So, why are you hiding here anyway? If you must know, the heroes don't like me using my quirk, and they've kind of put a bounty on my head to capture me. So I've just been laying low here for a while. For the past few years? Believe it or not, I can take on All Might. And it being Discord, I can believe that. She's not surprised by this, however, for some odd reason. Still, I think you should make up. Try to fit back into society. No, my dear, I will not. As they are a bunch of, well, zealous brain idiots. I could not think of a better word. So I will just simply hide here for a bit longer until the whole fiasco blows over. It always does. How long have you been here? If you must know, this has been my hideout for, I gotta say, 100 years. Is she surprised? 100 years? Of course, I'm a Draconiquus. A Draconiqua? A Draconiquus. It is technically the first ever animal with a quark. It's a type of species of quarked animals, if you must know. And I am one of the few. So you're technically one of the first quarked animals? Yes. Although there were more of us. Then where are they? I don't know. I simply just got separated. And I've been here ever since. Oh, I see. But still, I think you should open up to people. That day will never come. Very well. Bye, Discord, as she leaves. As Discord looks. One interesting Pegasus. Oh well, back to causing some mischief. As he just messes around within his own place. As Fluttershy comes back. He was quite nice. Although I don't understand why he doesn't like heroes. But people shouldn't just judge a book by its cover. As she walks back to the Wild Pussycat's house, Wild Pussycat's place. As Coda finds her and asks, "Hey Fluttershy, where have you been?" "Oh, I've just been on a walk." As she still refuses to tell them about Discord, now knowing about the heroes wanting to capture him and all that. Well anyway, come on. Pixie Bob is making some food. I'll be right there. Fluttershy still has that shy demeanor to everyone, even while she's 15? Yeah, 15. As they get all around the table, as Mandalay speaks. Well, in a month, we'll be having Class 1A and Class 1B from UA come here. As this is surprising, but they're surprising to Coda, because he's never seen them come. He still has that negative attitude for heroes. Fluttershy, who's been through these training camp things with other previous UA students, is not surprised at all. And this year we'll be having Aizawa and Vlad King from UA come here. Okay. Also not surprising, they've come here before. And I hear that we have a lot of potential new good heroes for this next year. As Coda doesn't really like what they're saying, as Coda deems most of the heroes as the same as the anime. Well, we should rest for now, and we should meet them, and they should arrive within a month. Alright, as Fluttershy is just still thinking about the talk with Discord. As she plans to go meet with him again. Well, anyway. Fluttershy, what was your day? Oh, I was just tending to the animals as usual. Alright, and they believe her because that's what she usually do. She usually goes in the forest and tend to the animals. As she goes to sleep. I wonder what it was like for Discord over these years. He must be lonely. As she goes to sleep, as we go to Discord, who's currently in his house, just started up a new brew of something, as he throws in some chocolate marshmallows and some cocoa bean. As he stirs it around, as then he picks up a mug, as he drags it through the stew, and he just drinks it. Ah, hot chocolate. And that's how I'm going to end What If Female Deku Was Fluttershy. I really hope y'all liked it, And thank you, Josa Uchiha, for recommending this. Part 1, make sure to like and subscribe. Okay, I found like I did that one okay. I felt that was an okay one. I started to mess up a little bit thinking about the conversations and all that. I do apologize. Trying to recreate voices for characters is a little bit hard, especially if you're trying to do one from MLP. So, hopefully I did okay with that. This has been an interesting experience. And this only leaves the last one I've been wanting to do. And I think you'll like this last one, as it's an interesting series I put together for a What If. And again, it doesn't take place in the My Hero universe. It takes place in Black Clover. Yes, we're getting a Black Clover What If. We're getting what if Asta was the Reaper from Overwatch. Yes. I thought this would be an interesting series to do. So, I hope y'all like the thumbnail. And this series, I put a lot of thought behind this one. So tell me what y'all think about it in the comments, and we'll get started as soon as possible. Yeah. If you want to, like, I'll tell you the inspiration I got from this. I was actually thinking of, like, what would be a good what if? And I was thinking of what if Deku, but I felt like there was, like, one or two good what ifs about this on what if Deku. And I was like, have this ever been used in what if Asta? I was thinking Black Clover, and I was thinking of the Reaper, and I thought, that would be an interesting story. And believe it or not, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this first episode. Because I went back and just, like, watched the anime recently, some of it, and I realized, oh wait, how he gets his powers is definitely coinciding with one of the nations and what they do. So, do we have any questions before starting the What If Asta? Because this is taking place in Black Clover, I will say that. Doesn't seem like we have any questions in the chat. So I think we should get right on into this. Wait. Let me do one bit of research beforehand, because I need to find it for... You know, I'm not even going to do his name. He's not going to be in this. He's more of a side character anyway. So, anyway. Let's get started. What if Deku was... Or sorry. Let me stop that. Not what if Deku. It's what if Asta. Oh, my bad. Some literary mistakes can happen when you're doing multiple what ifs. The whole reason I haven't been doing what if Deku's and or just been doing what if Deku's and not what other stuff. So take 2 of this, because that was kind of a bit of stupid for me. Anyway, take two. What if Asta was the Reaper? Instead of Asta being dropped off at Ha's village, he was dropped off in an orphanage in the Diamond Kingdom. Diamond Kingdom was known for doing all these experiments. So Asta would be part of a dark crystal magic program. It was to make a soldier that for the Diamond Kingdom strong enough to take on captains and vice captains from the Clover Kingdom. As Asta was raised to be a soldier, as he was raised in fighting tactics, using swords, using bows, using crossbows. And it came to the time to an experiment where someone would use dark magic. And this was before his magic had even unlocked. As they would use dark crystals and all that. Some people would use their own magic, transforming and changing Asta into the Reaper as a grimoire. And the face of the cover of the grimoire had the Reaper's mask. As Asta gets up from after the experimentation, this is all while he's 8. As he gets up, you'll be hence known as the Reaper, as his instructor says. As he grabs the mask and pulls it out of the cover of his grimoire, as he puts it on, you shall be our best assassin for the Diamond Kingdom. Your training will commence. Of course, he would commence to fight on side with some of the Diamond Kingdom's soldiers. As he would fight a lot of low-level grunts and all that, magic knights of theirs, and easily defeat them. Until later on, he would grow on to defeating some of their heavier troops. As he could summon these shotguns out of as magic, and he could even drain the life of his opponents. When it came to Asta being 17, I believe that was the rough age around the start of the anime, he was given an assignment: Reaper. As Asta would come out with the entire Reaper outfit. As he's in front of the Diamond Generals and all that, we are giving you a task to infiltrate the Clover Kingdom. What's my order? Simple. Kill as many magic knights as possible and delay their information. Scatter it. Kind of like a jammer, trying to jam all their info, give them wrong intel and all that. And take out as many magic knights as possible. Order received. I will do that. As he starts to walk out. And remember, Reaper, as he looks back a little bit, with his mask just barely being visible, if possible, I would like for you to retrieve a few items. A few items. Yes, and one other thing. Do not get discovered by any means. You are our best assassin. I shall not fail. As he walks out, I go off to and there's only a few people from the experimentation that even knows Asta. And those that do have no clue who he is. They don't know he was the Reaper. They were told Asta had perished during the experiment. And instead of riding a broom over to the Clover Kingdom, he would turn into, mist, fog. And he would fly over there. As he would arrive at a small village known as Hodge Village. This will be a good place to hide out. But where? As he looks over at the skull, there should do. As he starts to make a camp inside the skull of the Demon King, I believe? I could be wrong. He makes basically a base of operations in the skull, where he sets up his own resting area. Now there should be a book entrance thing where people get their grimoires. I should go attend to see if there's any good prey there to reap. As he would make his way over, of course, he would stay in the shadows, watching as he would watch Yuna fight some noblemen. A four-leaf clover by the looks of it. He could be a potential threat for the Diamond Kingdom. As he pulls out his shotgun and aims it towards Yuna, or Yuno. As then he realizes, change of plans, there's actual magic knight here. As he backs away back into the shadows, as we see a magic knight watching, well, you know. Yes, I just gotta wait. Once he lets down his guard, I can easily capture him with my chains. As then an arm comes around and drags him into the shadows as they both vanish, teleporting using Asta's magic. As it's back to his hideout, as then he gets thrown to the ground, as the man quickly uses his chain magic to try to tie up the Reaper, but the chains just go through the mist he turned into, then pulls out one of his shotguns and shoot the man in the head. There's no killing the Reaper. He then uses the rest of his magic to just suck the life force of the body, adding it to his own, because his body is in a state of a decay and regeneration. So he constantly needs to consume life force to, well, contain his form. A side effect from the experimentation. Magic Knight eliminated. I'll worry about that Yuno kid another day. Right now, there should be an entrance thing for Magic Knights. A Magic Knight exam soon. I need to get rid of some more Magic Knights before then. Captains will be a problem, and I better not let them catch on. So I'll make it look like accidents. As he gets a little bit irritated, as he messes with his arms. I can't drain all of them of their life force, unfortunately. They would arouse too much suspicion of them going missing. He takes a good look at the cloak of the Magic Knight he had killed and drained of his life force. Purple orcas. They got some shady stuff in that one I've done research on. Anyway, I could easily dispatch of a gang orca. Quite easily. But for now, I better keep my orders. As he goes looking inside the demon's or the demon skull, there said there was an item here he was looking for. As he starts roaming through looking for stuff, as then he noticed something. As he then just breaks the wall. Well, the bone. As he goes, it reveals a hidden area. What's this? As he goes up to it, as it looks like it's an orb, as he goes to touch it, as his arm just flexes up and turns into mist, he quickly backs away. My magic malfunctioned. It felt like my body was decaying on its own. Faster rate. What is this thing? As he looks at the orb. This has to be some sort of relic. If I can't move it, how am I going to bring it back? I'll worry about it another time. I'll focus on the main part of the mission, dealing with Magic Knights. He covers up the broken bone and all that, repairing it. I'll leave it here where it's hidden. No one has found it, so it should stay safe here. As then he goes out in search of Magic Knights. As he comes across one of, I'm gonna say, one of the dream ones. The girl that had the dream magic. I forgot her Magic Knight, captain name or squad. but he finds one of them. I see. A solo mission by the looks of it. Easy prey. As he puts his hand on his shotguns, as then he knows something, as he puts them away. As it looks like the person's visiting a place. As he puts the shotguns away, can't arouse suspicion around others. Gotta keep myself hidden. As he just observes for now, as the Magic Knight was obviously talking to some people. I must not let him get back to the capital. As Magic Knight gets on a broom and starts heading back to the capital, he pulls out his shotguns from the ground. While he's flying, he shoots as he hits the broom, breaking it, as the Magic Knight starts falling to the ground. And he didn't have any type of magic to prevent his fall, so he just fell to his death. This seems like someone. This will make it seem like it was just a simple magic malfunction. Unfortunately, I can't take the body or drain the life force. But I'll take a year or two off his life. He takes 2 years off the dead corpse's life. So it doesn't really change him that much. There. As he starts moving his hand again. Finally, my hand feels back to normal. Ever since I got my arm close to that thing, my arm's been feeling off. Alright. There's a Magic Knight exam. I should go observe. As he starts making his way to the Magic Knight exam. As he does not plan to, take the exam, he just plans to observe. But then he gets then his magic tool on his belt starts flaring up. They're calling me now while I'm on the way to this village to watch the Magic Knight exam. Fine. As he goes into a forest and answers, as it's one of the diamond higher-ups. Yes, this is the Reaper. How's your mission going so far? I've dealt with an ex-Magic Knight and a Magic Knight already. I made the ex-Magic Knight fully disappear, while the other Magic Knight has currently been killed. I left his body, making it seem like an accident. As planned. Causing confusion amongst their ranks, they'll suspect them of taking each other out. That's the plan. I also left the cloak of the Gang Orca ex-member near the body. Smart move, thinking they're obviously targeting one another, correct? Yes. Good work, Reaper. Also, that item you wanted me to go after. I cannot touch it. My magic malfunctions. My arm almost vanished itself into nothingness. If it wasn't for my magic, I might have actually lost an arm. Well, it's lucky you didn't. We need you at full capability, Reaper. I'm very aware of that. But you must realize that if I lose an arm, my capabilities are shortened by half. You could easily regenerate it by stealing the life force of a few people. Yes. But risking a hand or two disappearing, I won't be able to gather supplies or life energy without my hands. You realize that? Yes, yes. I trust you've gathered enough intel for now. I can tell there's a 4-leaf clover in the Magic Knight entrance exam. I heard while observing him that his name was Yuna. Or Yuno. Yuno was his name. 4-leaf clover. Keep an eye on him, and if he doesn't get a spot in the squad, or if he gets a weak squad, like the Black Bulls or something, or the Purple Orcas, I want you to kidnap him and bring him to the Diamond Kingdom. I doubt that will be happening. You'll probably get a high-tier squad with that magic. He has high capability with wind magic by the looks of it. I see. He may turn into a future threat. Precisely. What should I do? Should I eliminate the boy? No. Let the boy be for now. But if there's an opportunity for you to eliminate him while he's in one of the squads, don't hesitate to. I don't plan to. Good. You can go back on your observation. Report in any new data. Reaper out. As the Reaper turns off the device and puts it in his pocket. Time to observe. As he goes to the stands of the Magic Knight training exam, as he's hid his presence to where, like, not even the captains can sense him, because he's trained himself to hide his presence from even captain level. So he's currently hiding himself in the crowd, seeming like an innocent civilian. Now I have to watch. Well, as he looks, we have the praying mantises. We got, the blue... I can't remember all the we got all the squads there. I can't remember all the squad names at the moment. The Black Bulls are here. Irony. Rising Dawn, I believe. The top squad, I can't remember those two. As he watches, as people are getting picked, as he was watching everyone's capabilities, picking out who could be a threat for the Diamond Kingdom and who wasn't. A lot of no hands, as he's taking note of everyone not being picked. Yes. Go ahead, deny a few of these people. It makes my job easier not having to target. As he noticed one boy that had interesting magic amongst the ranks, it was known as glass magic. Interesting powers. As he got no hands. Fools. Glass magic may seem useless, but it's also a key magic in illusions. As Asta knows a lot about magic. As he just observes as gets taken to the Golden Dawn and everyone gets taken to their respective areas and all that. No, to the boy mate into the Golden Dawn. This will make it harder. He's part of the strongest Magic Knight squad. As he gets up and goes to leave, as someone notices him leaving, or notices his black cloak as he walks out, as this was Yami, who had an eye raised as he was walking out. He goes outside, and he was following the kid with the glass magic. As then he taps him on the shoulder, while he was walking on a road. He turns around, with his hands up high. Easy, kid, I've got no plan of taking you out. As the kid gets a little bit scared seeing Asta in his Reaper uniform and all that. I saw your potential. Those captains don't know what they missed. Really? Who are you? I'm someone that can teach you and show you a better place to defend than this kingdom that doesn't see your potential. As he's a little bit surprised. What do you mean? I can get you a high place in the Diamond Kingdom, you see. The Diamond Kingdom? Yes. They obviously don't know your potential. Your glass magic is quite formidable, especially for illusions. As he was surprised, don't think I didn't notice you were not using illusions during that fight. The other captains didn't seem to notice. What do you mean the captains didn't notice? I ain't use any illusions. Really now? I noticed your clone taking most of the damage, and when you went to the stands, you didn't have a single scratch on you. Which means you switched yourself out with the clone of glass a while back. As he gets surprised, honestly, they're idiots to not suspect or think of someone that has such high illusion and very skilled glass magic. I saw those glass swords. They were quite impressive. You using not just your own magic, but also using them as weapons is quite honorable in my book. So let me offer you a position in the Diamond Kingdom. As the boy thinks for a moment, as then Asta says something that confirms his statement. You think they're going to take you next year? They obviously don't care about your magic. Most people deem glass magic to be useless, only use in making items. As this confirms the boy's realization, fine, I'll join you. As the Reaper, Asta smiles under his mask. Good. My name is the Reaper. I am an operative from the Diamond Kingdom. And your name is? My name was Steven. Steven. Nice to meet you. Well, anyway, follow me. As they go back to his hideout. What is this place? Why are we here? I've been hiding low here for a couple of days. I'll get in contact with my superiors, and I can send you to the Diamond Kingdom. I can give you a pretty high position on my word, you know. Who are you in the Diamond Kingdom? I'm one of their best soldiers, if you must know. As he's surprised. Like one of their generals? Generals in the Diamond Kingdom? You could say something like that. I can give you a pretty high position. But I don't think the higher-ups will allow you to go to the Diamond Kingdom just yet. As he then glares at the Reaper. Of course, they want to see loyalty first. As then he looks surprised. You bring me a perished magic knight. It could be an accident, it could be a dead one already, I don't care. But you bring me one of their scarves or logos. Then you're officially a Diamond Kingdom recruit. Shouldn't be that hard with someone with your capabilities. Am I right, Steven? Or shall I know you as the Glass Illusionist? That would be your new title in the Diamond Kingdom. As this is even encouraging this young boy to help the Reaper, Asta, in his mission. Alright. Good. Of course, I have to give you a time limit, unfortunately. And this is by the next report I give to the Diamond Kingdom. And what would this be? You have 4 days to bring me a magic knight cloak, or one of their things that they wrap around their neck to signify they're part of their group. It could be any one of them. Bring me that, and you officially have a spot. As he agrees, as he leaves to go ahead and start his mission, as the Reaper just sits down. The Clover Kingdoms are fools when they don't see a prodigy in front of them. They were too focused on that kid. I understand. Honestly, I was hoping I could get my hands on him and take him back to the Diamond Kingdom. But of course, they noticed his intelligence and his power. But they overlooked this one. Truth be told, if he was on the right side, and they had chosen him to be joined any Magic Knight squad, even one captain, I would have to eliminate him. But now that he's considering joining my side of things, I have a tool I can use. A tool to wipe out the Clover Kingdom, just as ordered. He's nowhere near captain level, I can tell you that. But he should be able to take down a really low seat of a Magic Knight squad. He's not that dumb to target the strongest squad. He may go after the Black Bulls, Gang Orca. Or maybe, what was it? What was that one with the scythes? I always forget his squad. Praying Mantises, I believe it was called. He may go after one of those. He may avoid going to contact with the Black Bulls since their Captain Yami's almost always there. Purple Orca or Praying Mantis will be his most likely targets. As he smiles under his mask. You don't realize, Clover Kingdom, but I'm taking every advantage of every missed opportunity. As he then gets up. Now to observe my new possible, well, we can say student for the time. As Asta goes to observe Steven on his mission. As predicted, he went after Praying Mantises, one of their weaker members that was on mission of, it was really guiding a merchant, as it was only one because he feared bandits and he knew a magic knight would protect him. As several glass bandits surrounded the vehicle, or surrounded the carriage, as the magic knight comes out, and it looks like his capability was in water magic. Of course, he quickly dispatched the glass clones. Well, the Reaper is just watching from above, in a tree. The Magic Knight with water magic, he's quite proficient in it too. As he starts looking around. Now, where is he? As he's looking through. That's a clone, that's a clone. All bandit clones, but where is... Oh, I see what he's doing. As finally, the Magic Knight is a little bit exhausted, but managed to take out all the bandits. There you go. You're safe, sir. As then a sword comes right through the back of the Magic Knight, piercing his chest. As he turns around, as he used glass to surround himself, seeming like he was invisible. How did I... As then he just pulls the sword out and then quickly decapitates the Magic Knight. As the merchant backs away. I can give you money. Money, is that all you want? As then we just hear clapping. Very good, very good. As he looks over. You did an excellent job for taking out a Magic Knight. And honestly, you chose the right target as well. A lone Magic Knight thinking he can take on a job of protecting a merchant. His magic was quite strong, I will admit, taking on multiple bandits. But he never once thought, they're not using any magic. So you took the opportunity of having them rush in and waited for the right opportunity to strike. As he looks over at the merchant, who's scared and is hiding in the carriage. Unfortunately, I cannot let you live, if you've seen too much. As the man's about to say something, as suddenly the carriage blew up. There! Now it seems like an explosive spell took him out. As he grabs the Magic Knight's body, now come along. I will inform my higher-ups you have passed. As Steven follows the Reaper, as they get back to their hideout. As then he gets on the call and starts calling his higher-ups. This is the Reaper. As the man looks over, Reaper, I thought I had a conversation with you just about a few hours ago. What is it? Take a look at this. As he looks over and sees one of the members of Magic Knights have been killed. Of the Praying Mantis. I presume you took him out? Actually, I did not. Shocking the superior. This fellow did. As he turned around showing the person. Okay. What is it, Reaper? I gave this man a task. I said I could get him a position in the Diamond Kingdom's force. In exchange, he had to take out a magic knight. And he proved to take the task quite well. And the first magic knight of the praying mantises have been eliminated. Of course, two members of separate groups going missing is going to raise some suspicion, because it's been like a day since I killed the other magic knight. As Steven's listening to this, so there'll definitely be talk of missing, and they'll be suspecting each other very soon. Unfortunately, I'm not going to the capital. If I do, it's not going to be anywhere near the Wizard King. He could sense me, and I think he's the only one in the country that can sense my magic pressure even while I'm disguised. Fair point. You cannot underestimate the Wizard King. As he looks over at the boy, the one talking to the Reaper. Well, Stephen, right? As he nods, welcome to the Diamond Kingdom. And your first orders that will be given is to assist the Reaper. This is surprising. Asta, I don't need any assistance, you know. I know, but I thought you could teach him a few things. After all, you're way better than any instructor we can assign. Currently. Fair point. I'll teach the kid what I know. By the time he's finished here, he'll be an assassin for the Diamond Kingdom like me. Good work. Now, call me when you have some more important news, Reaper. As he leaves, as the man's excited, yes! Well done. But we're not done with training. As the man looks over surprised. I will give you 3 minutes to hide. If I find you in those 3 minutes, you owe me about 3 laps around this entire skull. As the man's shocked, go. As the man quickly runs out. He's definitely going to use magic to his advantage. As he smiles. Except I've already seen the trick. It might have worked on me if I hadn't seen it already. But if he uses that trick again, it'll be simple to find him. As he looks at a pocket watch he has. 3 minutes are up. As he stands up and starts walking around. As he starts focusing on the boy's energy, his magic energy. As he appears up at one of the eyes of the skull, it shoots down the glass barrier, revealing Stephen. You did well, although your magic gave you away. Is the boy surprised? Yes, your magic energy is flowing out rapidly. A regular magic knight could easily sense you. Or a high level up one, anyway. You took on a low magic knight, so his experience in sensing enemies isn't as vast as others. He was more of an attack magic knight. Sensory ones are your weakness. As Stephen surprised, yes, ones that can sense you. Your magic pressure. Captains, for instance, are one of them. But there are other magic knights that have sensory type magic abilities. One, I don't really know his name, but there's one on the purple orcas who could be a real pain even for me. But he'll be eliminated here shortly by my hands, so you don't have to worry about him. Learn on focusing and hiding your magic pressure. That's how you're going to learn. But first, you owe me 3 laps. As he shoots at his feet, start running. As he does as he's told, it starts running. As the Reaper smiles. Who thought finding someone for the Diamond Kingdom and taking out Magic Knights would be so much fun. As he starts messing with him while he's running around the skull, firing his shotguns around the area using his magic as bullets. Easy. Just trying to scare the kid and also teach him dodging and all that. As after he's done, he's completely exhausted. I will admit, this little training of ours has increased your dodge capability and your magic defense. Tomorrow I leave to take off another Magic Knight off my list. You will focus on hiding your magic presence. Practice on some bandits around here, I don't care. But tomorrow I leave to go take out another Magic Knight. I expect you not to interfere. I shall not. And don't worry. You are being compensated ahead of time. Consider this your first payment for joining the Diamond Kingdom. As he throws a sack of money. As he looks at it in awe. Go ahead. I took it off 2 Magic Knights. Or an ex-Magic Knight and that Magic Knight you killed. The money's all yours. As he leans down and thanks him. Thank you, sir. Now remember, you're now a part of the Diamond Kingdom. So everything you do reflects on the Diamond Kingdom. So don't forget about that. Alright? As he nods, yes, sir. Good. I'm off. As he then turns into mist and fades away. Ending part 1 of What If Asta Was the Reaper. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. I really loved this one. Remember to like and subscribe. Okay, I thought that was amazing. Like, that one was an amazing one. Probably one of my longer ones, but comment down below if I should go ahead and do like I think there's this other village that gets attacked. Should I have Reaper interfere and take out the people that attack the village? And then after that, it's the dungeon exploration where I'll have the Black Bulls and and the other people in that one. So be prepared for that. I really liked that one. This one was really good. I hopefully y'all enjoyed it. And remember to like and subscribe. Well, remember to like and subscribe. Green Kenobi is